today on 15 on 15.
There's an increased volume of traffic near the low-rise hotel area this week, creating greater danger for shoppers jaywalking to superfood. Plus, moviegoers were able to experience the dangers of texting and driving. We'll tell you how. And Aruba represents. We celebrate two young Aruban men taking home the advanced and men doubles title of beach tennis last year. Thanks for joining us. I'm Yentl Lieuw. There is currently an increased volume of tourists near the low-rise hotel area this week due to the International Beach Tennis Tournament. Since players are here to compete and not vacation, a trip to the grocery store will often take place. This becomes increasingly dangerous as there has yet to be any solutions to the problems of pedestrians crossing Sasaki Highway to get to superfood. Let's revisit the issue. Guests staying at the low-rise hotels are looking left and then right before stepping onto Sasaki Highway to get to superfood. This unsafe trend is nonstop all day.
It's a continuous trek all day long for customers coming in and out. As I said, most of the guests are heading over early in the morning or later in the afternoon, but all day long people are looking for a route, a convenient route to superfood, and then they're coming back with their hands filled with bags of groceries, so making their way across the busy highway.
Joe Najjar is the general manager of La Cabana. He is also a resident in the area, and as a driver, he has first-hand witnessed a lot of dangerous instances.
And I've seen quite frequently where they're crossing from the west to the east side, and the problem is that they might see the traffic coming from the north, but they do not see the traffic that's coming from Bobali. So it's a kind of a blind sight for them as they're crossing. I've seen also crossings at the level of Tropicana, where they basically cut right in the middle of the highway because it's a straight, immediate path for them. And obviously all that represents some kind of safety hazard that we obviously want to bring to the attention of those that regulate traffic and signage on the roads.
It's not only tourists who takes this dangerous shortcut. Employees of the properties also. If this trend continues, it's an accident waiting to happen. Timeshare guests are of varying age and health. Take a look at this elderly couple here. They are slowed down by the grocery bags they are carrying back with them. Not only are they stopping traffic in the middle of Sasaki, but they themselves are stopping in the middle of the road in order to cross. If something does happen, there will be a series of consequences, and it is indeed bad publicity for the island.
It's not so much liability. I mean, the first consideration is definitely safety. But the unfortunate thing is whenever somebody does get hurt, a lot of our customers come to the island without insurance. So it just leads to a domino effect of problems. The next thing they're going to be wanting to know is where do they get medical care, who pays for it, and those things. And of course, it's always just bad publicity when somebody gets hurt.
Brian Stedford, the general manager of Tropicana, says there are a few things they'd like to see done to ensure safety for superfood shoppers.
Well, ideally, we'd like to start with signage, just advising the drivers that there are pedestrian traffic. Then we'd like to see some signage directing the customers. In a perfect world, we would have sidewalks here, and we would maybe have a gate protecting them from the traffic. But at a minimum, we'd like to see them going to the zebra stripe crosswalks and then having good lighting across the street. Maybe those push-button pedestrian crossing, flashing hand and walk signs that you typically find in the U.S. or Canada at busy intersections.
The hotels can only do so much. It is up to authorities to step up and make the changes.
Yeah, we've written letters to the various ministers asking them to improve the infrastructure. We've tried to work closely with Superfood on it. They've shown concern, but this isn't our land, so we're not able to go in and construct sidewalks. This is government property. So we can only try to steer the customers to go the right way, but unfortunately it's against the law for us to go out and touch property that's not ours.
Joe Najjar is on the board of the Tourism Product Enhancement Fund. In support of the neighboring resorts, TPEF has resubmitted the hotel's request to ministers and the Department of Public Works for signage.
We feel that would be the minimum required at this point. Obviously, under ideal situations, some traffic experts would need to look at the situation and figure out better zebra padding, better lighting, especially at night, lighting for traffic signs, and so on and so forth. But at least for the time being, if we can get some kind of signage that warns both the pedestrian and the drivers that there is an intersection there, to be careful, to be a little bit more conscientious about driving through that area, I think that would help quite a bit.
According to concerned parties of this issue, the hotels in the area, together with Superfood and the Department of Public Works, are working on a shuttle bus to transport tourists to and from Superfood. We'll have more on this solution as it develops. We'll be right back. Stay with us. When we return, possible solutions to this problem. Now, a shuttle bus to and from Superfood is in progress for visitors staying at the low-rise area. But in the meantime, there are other temporary solutions policymakers can implement. This trend of grocery shoppers ignoring the crosswalk and walking on Sasaki Highway instead cannot continue. The general manager of Tropicana has written to ministers and the Department of Public Works to fix the infrastructure. Here is a suggestion sent from the GM of the property to DOW. In this picture, you can see that there is a slight path that is already created, which leads to the crosswalk on Sasaki to Superfood. It is suggested for the Department of Public Works to clear that path entirely and build a pedestrian walkway with signs to inform guests of the low-rise hotels that this is the way to get to Superfood. The red, white, and black is the zebra crossing at the lights. The path is in perfect walking distance from the 3 low-rise hotels in the area. This includes the Amsterdam Manor, La Cabana, and Tropicana. Switching gears over to texting and driving, it is an extremely dangerous habit. We all know this or have heard of this, but who knew moviegoers would have the chance to actually experience the impact, which would ultimately reduce the numbers of texters and drivers out there. On that note, let's take a very quick break. This is what's coming up next. Last year, Aruba took home the first place for advanced men doubles in beach tennis. The DV Resorts International Beach Tennis Tournament is in full swing. Last year, Aruba represented well. An Aruban team took home the advanced men doubles title. Let's give the local players out there some motivation to do their very best this tournament by revisiting that great moment last year. How were the levels and the competition when you played in your pool, when you played in quarterfinals, semifinal, finals? How were the levels? I'll start with you.
All right, well, coming into the pool, it was definitely not easy, but it was not the hardest. But as we progressed going forward, it got a lot harder. And the last one was definitely the hardest one, I would say. But we decided to keep calm and play nice and easy and kill the boys when we had the chance to. And we killed them. We killed them.
Julian, I want you to tell me, Did you have a strategy? How is your communication on the court? What are your strengths as a team, do you think, representing Aruba?
Well, it depends on which team we play, but I'll have to say on the last one, we started out down actually 2-0, and then we kind of adjusted. We started moving them a little bit more, and then would be a little patient, move the ball, and whenever we got a chance, finish it.
Now Aruba has one of the best beach tennis tournaments in the world, but unfortunately when it comes to the semifinals and the finals, it's always Brazilian men and Italian men who dominate the pro category. So what's the next step? How can Aruban men get better? Tell me.
Gotta go train some more.
Yeah, definitely. Just practice. Practice makes perfect. So all we need to do is practice a little bit more, and yeah, I mean, you never know. We'll next year for sure. We probably try the pros.
Sure, why
we'll
not?
try our luck.
Hey, you can't go in advance anymore. You just won. But you think the talent is there? Does Aruban men have the potential to be there? Tell me.
Definitely. The talent is there. All we need to do is practice. Keep focus and put the hours into it. I'm sure it'll play for itself.
But how do you boys feel? You're the only Aruban team on the island for doubles men, doubles women, pro men, pro women who garnered the title and kept it home. How do you feel? How excited? And how's the support, more importantly?
Well, don't forget the Masters. We also won the Masters. Don't forget my boys. My boys Frankie and Luis Posner. So, shout out to them. Congratulations to them. And yeah, I mean, it feels awesome. It's an awesome feeling. You can't even describe the crowd. Your Rubens just cheering for us every single point. It was amazing.
Now, I want you to talk about the growing beach tennis community on the island. Tell the viewers how big this sport is and how many fanatics of the sport there are here and how it's becoming a dominating activity here.
Well, there's every single day there's a couple of new players coming into the sport. It's a very fun sport. You keep active, you keep fit, and it's not a very hard sport for you to get good at it. So it's a very big confidence boost for a lot of people. You get a nice game going. You don't have to be a professional at sports. It's just an amazing sport.
Julian, what do you love about it?
It's also very social. It's one of those sports where you can just go play a couple matches, sit around, just relax with a couple friends. And, when it gets serious, of course, like today, you can just tell how enthusiastic people are and, how they're cheering for us. It's just amazing.
So we feel good.
Oh, yes, we do.
Awesome, bro.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
This moment took place 1 year ago. Aruba has great contenders. Come out to support on Eagle Beach, and if you can't make it, join me on Friday night after Noticia a Noche as I will be broadcasting from the tournament. As well, on Sunday, November 23rd, Kadochi Kok and I will be live with the main event. Join us again tomorrow night starting at 7:15 p.m. for another edition of 15 on 15. See you then.